campaign text messaging. Well, in Ohio, some folks who were supposed to have received ballots in the mail haven't gotten them, and there is a company in trouble for that we'll tell you all about in a few moments. But right now at 1:35, time for traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the fives, and here's Tim Greenwood.
It's a SIG alert in Whittier, southbound 605 at Washington Boulevard. 2 right lanes blocked after a crash. Police activity still there. It is jammed back to Peck Road, and it is jammed solid. So here's what you do. Exit at Peck Road. Take Workman Mill Road south to Norwalk on down to Washington, and then rejoin the 605. Now, getting there is hard to do. Eastbound 60 is jammed from San Gabriel Boulevard all the way over to the 605 with road work and exits blocked. So it's really tough on that East 60, and then again tough on the South 605. Into downtown, things are looking pretty steady. Yeah, Hollywood Freeway is heavy, but passable. Eastbound 10 is heavy through Mid-City. Southbound over the Sepulveda Pass, you have some company, but it's not completely hopeless. And also 10 eastbound at New Avenue in Monterey Park, a pickup truck and a crash off to the right shoulder. We have, of course, our accident on the 710 northbound at the 405. CHP is on the scene. They are just off to the right shoulder right now. SIG alert Studio City, about to wrap up that problem. Laurel Canyon off-ramp has been blocked from the westbound 101 for some time. This one won't go away. Cajon Pass 15 northbound is jammed from the 210 up to Sierra. Just take the 215 north. There's road work and there's a crash in that jam up. Next traffic report at 1:45. I'm Tim Greenwood with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Nice weather for this weekend. Nicer than it has been because it's cooled off a bit. Not completely. Still warm or hot, depending on how you look at things, but not nearly as hot as it has been. And that's a trend that's going to start that starts now and will carry on for the rest of the week. Sunny weather today and again tomorrow after the usual low clouds and fog in the morning hours. We could hit the 90s in the valleys today. We're keeping an eye on that. Mid-80s to around 90 inland, and we certainly are close to that. Tonight, mostly clear in the evening. Low clouds and fog do move back in the late night and early morning hours. And then tomorrow, those clouds and fog will burn off to more sunshiny but a little bit cooler weather than today. So right now, downtown Los Angeles, 86 degrees. It's 89 degrees in the Simi Valley right now. And in Westlake Village, 91 degrees. 1:37 on this Saturday afternoon.
Looking for fresh, quality meats? Then stop in and see the experts at Stater Brothers Markets. Our meat cutters can help you with custom cuts, seasoning, and marinating.
This week, fresh USDA choice beef loin, T-bone, and porterhouse steaks are just $5.99 a pound. And boneless top sirloin steaks are only $3.99 a pound. Enjoy with the delicious Cabernet Sauvignon. Selected bottles of Robert Mondavi are just $5.99 when you buy 4 or more.
Visit our website for more great deals. Now through Tuesday at Stater Brothers Markets.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work. Ready to work hard and make someone's every day? Ready for benefits and flexible shifts? Immediate hourly roles are available at Amazon.com/apply. That's Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Hey, Gary, anything new with you?
Bud, can you believe it? I just crushed my mortgage payment again with Owning. But this is the last refi for me.
Why?
Because I got a 15-year fixed rate at 1.75%, 1.998 APR. Can you believe that?
Get your last mortgage refi from Owning and own your home free and clear in 180 months. Just call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com and ask for your last refi at today's 15-year fixed, 1.75%, 1.998 APR. That's 15-year fixed at 1.75%, 1.998 APR.
Why not get your last refi from Owning? You just got to call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com. That's 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
1:39, election officials in Ohio say a company that was hired to deliver mail-in ballots to counties in Ohio and Pennsylvania did not get the job done. Reporter Brian Duffy says 100,000 ballots never arrived and 30,000 were sent to the wrong addresses.
The first file of absentee ballots, roughly 95,000 ballots, were delayed by 6 days. And when the second file of ballots, about 15,000, were going to be delayed as well, the Summit County Board of Elections cut ties with Midwest Direct and is now handling the matter internally.
The New York Times says the owners of Midwest Direct are Trump supporters and do fly a Trump flag at their headquarters. A large wedding is scheduled in an ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jewish community in New York, and this is the second such gathering in the past 2 weeks. Reporter Marcia Kramer says Governor Cuomo is concerned that it will become a super spreader event.
This is what New York City is hoping to avoid. A repeat of this gathering Sunday night in the village of New Square, Rockland County, where thousands of Orthodox Jews thumbed their noses at social distancing and mask rules enacted by the state. The gathering could be responsible for a new spike in infection rates. According to Governor Cuomo, the positive test rate in Rockland County red zones was 11.26% yesterday, up from 8.40% the day before.
Some of the complexity in the enforcement here, especially with members of the ultra-Orthodox community, they have never complied with the rules.
Officials say there is a widespread belief in this community that most people have already gotten the virus and are now immune. In Whittier, we have a problem on the southbound 605 at Washington Boulevard where 2 right lanes are blocked. So we'll look for ways around that and check the rest of traffic in just 4 minutes.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. So much, I'm going to have to speed things up. You can get the claim-free discount, which gives you money off your homeowner's policy if you've been claim-free for 3 consecutive years. Also applies for 3 successive years, 3 years straight, and what's known to insurance fans as the claim-free three-peat. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Start with a quote by calling 1-800-FARMERS.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Now for the legal something.
Not available in every state. Only available with select Farmers branded policies subject to terms and conditions underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
This year, I'm getting my Halloween thrills at Smart & Final, where the aisles are haunted by deals. That chill in the air, it's the spirit of savings, and you can feel it as you shop, even online. From deals on candy corn and chocolate to always low prices on cider, juice, pumpkins, and beer. This week, Foster Farms whole chickens or First Street chicken leg quarters are 89 cents per pound, limit 4. Smart & Final has everything for a Halloween that won't spook your wallet. Smart & Final, one trip and that's it.
The world needs advocates for social justice now. Join LMU's doctoral program in educational leadership for social justice and tap into your skills and talents as a transformative leader. Designed for working professionals, the LMU doctoral program is offered online or on campus and can be completed in 3 years. No GRE required. Learn more at lmu.edu/doctoral.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work. Ready to work hard and make someone's every day? Ready for benefits and flexible shifts? Immediate hourly roles are available at amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Some companies still have HR stuck between their employees and their data. Entering data, changing data, more and more sensitive personal data. It's ridiculous. What a waste. With Paycom, employees enter and manage their own data in a single, easy-to-use software. Visit paycom.com and schedule your demo today.
I'm so sick.
Ooh, honey.
Seriously? I'm sick.
Oh, honey, it's time for DayQuil Severe Honey. It's maximum strength cold and flu medicine with soothing, honeylicious taste.
I love you, honey.
And I love you.
I meant the DayQuil.
New DayQuil Severe Honey. The soothing, honeylicious daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, power through your day medicine. Use as directed.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
144, I'm Nathan Robertson. Coming up.
Fire dogs are back in at the LA County Fire Department, but these hounds have a special purpose. I'm Emily Valdez.
U.S. automakers are digging out of the pandemic hole. That story's coming up in 5 minutes when Bloomberg checks your money.
There's a demonstration in Anaheim. Protesters want the Magic Kingdom to open its doors again. Those stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. But first, it's 1:45. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Tim Greenwood.
Whittier southbound at the 605 at Washington Boulevard, to be exact. 2 right lanes blocked. The backup goes almost to Peck Road. So here's what you do. Exit at Peck Road, take Workman Mill Road and Norwalk Boulevard down to Washington to get by that jam up. 5 northbound at Alicia Parkway. Coming out of Capistrano and Mission Viejo. Carpool and left lane blocked. 5 north at Alicia Parkway. And the traffic is jammed down to Crown Valley Parkway. There's no easy bypass. Stay with me for just a second. Take the 73 to bypass it if you're going up the 405, or if you need to get on the 5, exit at Marguerite Parkway North and La Paz Road West to Muirlands, and then rejoin at Alicia Parkway. Whittier, southbound 605, we did talk about. 5 northbound at 17th Street. The crash is cleared. The 5 is still heavy from the 55. 10 eastbound at New Avenue in Monterey Park. A pickup and a car in a crash. Just moved to the right shoulder from the fast lane. SIG alert, southbound 605 at Washington. 2 right lanes are going to be working on that for about another half an hour or so. 5 northbound, a stalled semi in the middle of the road near Van Nuys. That's helping make things slow on the 5 between the 405 and the 14. Heavy on the 5 and the 14 all the way down to the 405. Just lots of traffic through that stretch, and the 210 off-ramps are closed. Next traffic report at 1:55. I'm Tim Greenwood with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Look for lower 80s along the coast, upper 80s in LA and Orange County Metro, mid 90s for the valleys and the high desert locations, mid 70s up in the mountains. Temperatures continue to cool off through this weekend and into next week. It will feel more fall-like, especially by the middle and end of the week. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Biston for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Downtown LA is at 86 degrees. Los Alamitos is at 80 degrees at this hour. And in Fullerton, it is 85 degrees at 1:47. The LA County Fire Department is bringing back fire dogs.
So far, they have 2, Echo and Milo, both Labradors, both highly trained PTSD and anxiety dogs.
Suicide has been at the top of the list as far as firefighter fatalities the past number of years. And the Los Angeles County Fire Department has not been immune to that.
Scott Ross is one of the dog's handlers and part of the fire department's peer support program. He tells KNX the dogs are actually taken out on incident scenes, including the Bobcat fire.
Hardcore firefighting hotshot kind of guys are on the ground with the dog rolling on them, and it just you can see them becoming more calm. They're smiling, they're happy, they're joking.
Milo and Echo were donated to the department. They also underwent a lot of training, and I can tell you firsthand, they don't spook, and they're very friendly. In El Monte, Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
For the first time in months, LA County residents can host private gatherings this weekend, but there are a lot of restrictions intended to minimize the risk of spreading coronavirus.
Gatherings are limited to people from no more than 3 different households and can last only 2 hours or less.
Outdoors only, with face coverings, no shared food, and always keeping 6 feet or more of distance from everyone else.
Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer.
All gatherings with people who are not in your household increase your risk for transmitting or becoming infected with COVID-19.
Ferrer says officials are trying to thread the needle here, taking into account that some people have been waiting months to see loved ones and are desperate to get together. She says anyone who's sick or may have had a recent exposure should stay home. That includes people who went to the big pro-Armenia demonstration or one of the Lakers celebrations last Sunday and have been urged to quarantine for 2 weeks.
So for all of you who are participating in celebrations or protests, please don't now go to gatherings until your 14 days is over.
More than 287,000 county residents have tested positive for COVID-19 and more than 6,800 have died since the pandemic began. Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
City of Los Angeles, through a working group that includes the county, other cities, and the state, is already planning for the day when there will be, hopefully, COVID vaccines.
First and foremost, any city plan would rely on normal healthcare providers being able to get and then give COVID vaccines. But the task, more complicated than just that.
We will have disaster service workers ready. That's a fancy way of saying people who often do other jobs will help. Obviously, for vaccines, you need trained medical personnel because it'll probably involve a syringe.
Los Angeles City Mayor Eric Garcetti.
We are looking at what we could do to hire up, bring people in, temporary workers, and we want LA to lead, just as we have with masks, with testing, with the racial disparities, with other things in COVID-19. I've been very proud that LA has really led internationally, and we're going to lead when it comes to the vaccines too.
And if there are COVID vaccines, when? The hope is by the early part of next year. Charles Feldman, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 1:50. Time to check your money news. Here's Ed Corey.
U.S. auto sales have rebounded after touching a multi-decade low in April when factories were idled and buyers were quarantined at home. Carl Brewer, executive analyst for iSeeCars.com, says that's due in part to consumers seeing driving to work as being safer than public transportation.
There's a good chunk of people who have allocated their personal transportation to be closer to personal ownership.
Automakers are also getting more for each new vehicle they sell.
You've had a shift in production, which has reduced the supply of new cars, and that has raised the prices on new and used vehicles.
One part of the sales picture that hasn't recovered is fleet sales.
A lot of businesses are really taking a wait-and-see attitude. I think there's a lot of apprehension as a business owner right now.
As far as the future goes,
I'm still worried longer term. I still wonder if, over the next 6 to 12 months, there's still going to be some fallout from all this economic damage.
We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Ed Corey for KNX 1070 News Radio.
The way we work has certainly changed over these past few months. Is it a permanent change? Stay tuned.
The news is constantly changing, and now there's an even better way to stay on top of the stories that matter to you. KNX1070.com. It's all new, more mobile friendly, with more KNX podcasts, more in-depth coverage, and more ways for you to stay on top of the story. Add KNX1070.com to your favorites and get push notifications for all the big stories around the clock from KNX 1070 News Radio and the all-new KNX1070.com. Depend on us.
Restaurants, your to-go entrees may be perfect, but how are those sides of fries holding up? McCain Sure Crisp fries stay crispy for up to 30 minutes in transit. Can your spuds do that? Try a free sample at McCainSureCrisp.com.
Looking for fresh, quality meats? Then stop in and see the experts at Stater Brothers Markets. Our meat cutters can help you with custom cuts, seasoning, and marinating.
This week, fresh USDA choice beef loin, T-bone, and porterhouse steaks are just $5.99 a pound. And boneless top sirloin steaks are only $3.99 a pound. Enjoy with the delicious Cabernet Sauvignon. Selected bottles of Robert Mondavi are just $5.99 when you buy 4 or more.
Visit our website for more great deals. Now through Tuesday at Stater Brothers Markets.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. So much, I'm going to have to speed things up. You can get the Farmers Signal app, and that could get you up to 15% off your auto policy. That's just for using the app and driving like the normal speed limit adhering, full stop making, lane change signaling human being you are. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Start with a quote by calling 1-800-FARMERS.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Now for the legal something.
Not available in every state and discount varies. Only available with select Farmers branded policies subject to terms and conditions underwritten by Farmers Drug and Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work. Ready to work hard to make someone's every day? Ready for benefits and flexible shifts? Immediate hourly roles are available at amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, I have some pretty good news if you're a Dodger fan. It's early yet, but home runs from Corey Seager and Justin Turner have helped the Dodgers to a 2-0 lead over the Atlanta Braves in the very first inning of Game 6. Remember, the Dodgers got to win today and again tomorrow in order to get to the World Series. The Dodgers are facing Atlanta's ace, Max Fried. So a couple of home runs gets the Dodgers on the board. We'll see how it all turns out later on. A new survey conducted for Cisco has found that the pandemic has revolutionized the world of work.
98% of meetings in the future will continue to have remote workers joining that meeting. So while some will return, you will always have people joining remotely. 53% of organizations have decided that they will shrink their office footprint moving forward.
That is Larissa Horton of Cisco, who tells KNX that the future looks like it will be a mix of working from home and going into the office, with employees demanding much more flexible schedules. 9 out of 10 workers, in fact, said they want to maintain the option of at least working at home once this pandemic is finally over. Demonstrators want Disneyland opened, and they are calling on the governor to do just that. We'll talk more about that after CBS News at the top of the hour. Right now at 1:55, time to check on traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. And here's Tim Greenwood.
405 southbound at Slauson Avenue. It's a 4-car crash in the carpool lane. 2 of them don't run anymore. They're waiting on tow trucks. This is in Culver City. And yep, there's some slowing approaching. So this is all the action to the left. Try to stay to the right. And we'll see if you can get past before they run a break and, of course, clog up the whole road to get the tow trucks in there. Irvine, Bake Parkway on-ramp to the 5 northbound, a hazard parked there right now. 5 northbound at Alicia Parkway, carpool and left lane blocked. Traffic jammed back to Crown Valley Parkway. Try exiting, take the 73 if you need to get up to the 405. That's the easy one. Or Marguerite Parkway, La Paz, and Muirlands to rejoin the 5. Whittier, southbound 605 at Washington Boulevard, 2 right lanes blocked, backed up to Peck Road, so exit at Peck. Take Workman Mill and Norwalk down to the freeway. 5 northbound and 17th Street crash cleared. The 5 is still heavy from the 55. And next traffic report coming up at 2:05. I'm Tim Greenwood with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Very nice weekend weather-wise. Cooler than it has been here in Southern California. No heat advisories in effect, but the temperatures were still warm for this time of year. 80s and 90s for the valleys today, mid-80s for downtown. And in the overnight hours, we'll get down to the lower to the mid-60s. Just a little bit cooler tomorrow. It's starting a cooling trend that'll make it feel more like fall as we get into the week. Burbank right now is at 88 degrees. In Ontario, it is 92 degrees, so you can see it hasn't cooled off all that much. 93 degrees in San Bernardino, and it's 157.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Hey, Gary, anything new with you?
Bud, can you believe it? I just crushed my mortgage payment again with Owning. But this is the last refi for me.
Why?
Because I got a 15-year fixed rate at 1.75%, 1.998 APR. Can you believe that?
Get your last mortgage refi from Owning and own your home free and clear in 180 months. Just call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com and ask for your last refi at today's 15-year fixed, 1.75%, 1.998 APR. That's 15-year fixed at 1.75%, 1.998 APR.
Why not get your last refi from Owning? You just got to call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com. That's 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
Some companies still have HR stuck between their employees and their data. Entering data, changing data, more and more sensitive personal data. It's ridiculous. What a waste. With Paycom, employees enter and manage their own data in a single, easy-to-use software. Visit paycom.com and schedule your demo today.
It's termite swarming season. If you see them flying around, leaving wings on a windowsill or bugs in the corner, don't wait. Call Pacific Coast Termite. It's Vicki Moore, and being a news reporter is who I am at work and at home, and that means I research everything, definitely every business before I hire them. So not only did I use Pacific Coast Termite to treat the termites at my home, but I wish more companies were like them. They're honest, effective, and friendly. Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil, so there's no move out, no big tent over your house. And listen to this special offer available only at radio.com. If you call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for your free thorough inspection, you'll get a free Gen 3 Echo Dot smart speaker when the inspector arrives. It's a limited time offer while supplies last, so don't wait. Whether you have a home or a business, you're going to get 10% off your termite treatment plus a 2-year guarantee. And if you mention radio.com, you get that free Echo Dot smart speaker. Call them 800-PACIFIC or visit them online at pacificcoasttermite.com. Restrictions apply.
It's Dean, and if you're looking for a spooktacular new tradition this fall, look to KiwiCo. KiwiCo has hands-on art and science projects for kids of all ages delivered to your doorstep. With KiwiCo, kids can build a glowing pendulum, create a scratch art lantern, explore kid-friendly chemistry, and more, all from the comfort of home. Everything you need to make STEAM seriously fun, delivered monthly to your doorstep. Get to kiwico.com/local today to save 30% on your first month. That's KIWICO.com/local.
The news you need now more than ever from the people you trust. Live from the Antimalone Barrows Smart Studios, Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. KNX, KRTH FM HD2, Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Coming up, our top local story. People are pressuring the governor to allow Disneyland to reopen. Exide may not have to clean up its own mess. And a young man is hit and killed in Anaheim as he was trying to run across the street in the middle of the night. Those stories plus traffic every 10 minutes on the 5s, all coming up in just 5 minutes after CBS covers the world at 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Lisa Mateo. Almost 8 months into the pandemic, the U.S. has topped more than 8 million cases of coronavirus, and the number of cases keeps rising.
More than 70,000 new cases were reported in the nation Friday. That's the most in a single day since July, and there's been a spike in cases in states across the nation. The peak number of cases was in July, with a daily case count of more than 77,000, but then it dropped in September to an average of just over 36,000 cases a day. Now, the nation is averaging more than 53,000 new infections daily. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
And globally, infections rose by more than 400,000 for the first time yesterday. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook spoke with the country's leading infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, about the severity of the situation.
How bad would things have to get for you to advocate a national lockdown?
They'd have to get really, really bad. First of all, the country is fatigued with restrictions. So we want to use public health measures not to get in the way of opening the economy, but to being a safe gateway to opening the economy.
The full interview will air tomorrow on 60 Minutes. The historic amount of early voting amid the pandemic has some officials questioning if there will be enough poll workers next month. More from CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Rising coronavirus cases are occurring in some key battleground states, and that's concerning to state officials. They're worried polling workers could back out at the last minute because they become infected or are afraid they might get sick. Iowa and Wisconsin are opening more early voting locations and recruiting backup workers. In Wisconsin, National Guard troops may be activated to fill in any staffing shortages at election sites.
Thousands of women are taking part in the Women's March for First Amendment rights in several cities nationwide. In Chicago, hundreds of women marched downtown saying how they should decide the fate of their bodies and not politicians. In Washington, thousands marched toward the U.S. Capitol building. Brittany Fisher was one of them. She says she opposes the president's Supreme Court nominee.
The Amy Coney Barrett hearings, really, she just can't get confirmed. We were really big RBG fans, and it was a really big hit when she passed away. We just recently moved to D.C., and we're coming out here to make a difference.
French police have arrested 9 people after a suspected Islamist sympathizer beheaded a school teacher on the street of a Paris suburb. That happened yesterday. This is CBS News.
Today, stronger immunity and better nutrition are more important than ever. That's why Eggland's Best gives you and your family more. That's healthy news for everyone. Only Eggland's Best.
If you owe back taxes, there's a lot you need to know, starting with rule number 1. Don't mess with the IRS. They are cracking down this year by sending out heart-stopping letters, actively garnishing paychecks, levying bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. That's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. It's one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered, so now's the time. You could qualify for tax relief that saves you thousands, even tens of thousands. Nobody knows this program like the award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Don't mess with the IRS. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
A movie star from the 1940s and 50s known for her fiery red hair has died.
Rhonda Fleming was walking to high school when a talent agent stopped her to ask if she wanted to be in movies. That's how gorgeous she was. First came small parts, and then the 1949 musical A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, where she got to sing. The actress achieved leading lady status by the 1950s, a decade that often saw her playing in costume dramas like The Golden Hawk.
You're very young, very lovely. What more could you want?
To be left alone.
After making more than 40 films, Rhonda Fleming devoted her life to charity work. Jim Taylor, CBS News.
New York City park officials aren't sure how wildlife may be affected after a man dumped a pile of eels into a Brooklyn Park lake. Witnesses say he emptied 2 large plastic bags with the eels into the water. Lisa Mateo, CBS News.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good afternoon. I'm Nathan Roberts at our top local stories at 2:05. There are some sad folks outside the happiest place on earth, and organizers say that LA County Health threatened to shut them down, but a street fair in Walnut went ahead as planned anyway. First, it's traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s with Tim Greenwood.
Hey, good afternoon. 91 westbound, slow approaching, just past Tyler, approaching La Sierra is where this is in Riverside. There's a crash of some kind, and it's backed up almost to Washington. They're mostly right lane. Slowly, please. You can slip past them. 91 eastbound past Imperial Highway and before the 241 in Anaheim Hills. 2 drivers, one rear-ended the other in the leftmost lane of the regular lanes. Our tipster call came from the fast track lane. Both drivers are out. Both drivers are arguing, and traffic is backed up almost to the 55. 405 northbound before Normandy, a car bumper in the carpool lane. 405 southbound at Slauson, a 4-car crash in the carpool lane. 2 of them don't work anymore, and they're waiting on the tow trucks. Bake Parkway on-ramp to the 5 northbound in Irvine, a hazard parked right there. 5 northbound at Alicia Parkway, carpool and the left lane blocked with a crash. Traffic jammed down to Crown Valley Parkway. If you want to stay on the 405, exit the 73. And if not, take Marguerite Parkway north and La Paz Road over to get around it. Stuck on the transition road, 605 southbound at the 10. It's an SUV right there. SIG alert, 605 southbound at Washington has the 2 right lanes blocked. Things are jammed back to almost Peck Road. They are near the end of their scheduled time to pick that up. So hopefully in the next report or 2, we won't have to talk about it. Next traffic report at 2:15. Let's find out. I'm Tim Greenwood with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Our sunny weather continuing through the day, and it'll be back again tomorrow after the low clouds and fog burn off. And it will be cooler than it has been here in Southern California these past few days. So we're no longer under heat advisories or anything like that, but it's still warm. 90s for the valleys today. We could hit 90 for the inland areas. And then same thing tomorrow, but a couple of degrees cooler. Downtown Los Angeles, a warm 86 degrees at this hour. Santa Ana's at 79 degrees. Burbank is at 88 degrees. It's 2:07 on a Saturday afternoon, and Disneyland employees who've been laid off because of the park's 7-month coronavirus shutdown have gotten a strong show of support from many of the Magic Kingdom's fans. Those fans and former workers staged a joint rally today outside the gates to call on Governor Newsom to adopt new virus regulations that would let the park reopen soon. One recently laid-off employee told CBS 2 that along with worrying about her own future, she also feels terrible for friends who've worked there even longer than she has. Some of them, she says, for nearly 50 years.
They've spent their entire life investing in this company, investing in the magic, investing in the dream that Walt had that with a little bit of imagination, like anything could be possible.
The demonstrators said they are sure that the park can reopen safely under strict health guidelines. Organizers of a conservative church festival in L.A. County say that public health officials threatened to shut them down, but it went on as planned.
Here at the Walnut Family Fair, it looks like a right-leaning street fair in the parking lot.
Very patriotic. We also have the support of the LA County Sheriff. As you can see, Officer McGruff there is our mascot here that just led the puppy parade.
Mark Ag is the founder of Asian Industry Business to Business, which sponsors the event. He tells KNX he and Christ the King Lutheran Church, the event location, each got an email and a phone call saying the fair would be stopped.
Pretty spread out here. As you can see, we gave every booth ample booth space and socially distance everyone. We have a mask rule. Everyone is pretty much complying with that. So we are no less safe than your average restaurant.
I did see people wearing face masks. It was not crowded and the event was held outdoors. In Walnut, Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
KNX did reach out to L.A. County Public Health for a response. A man in his 20s was struck and killed as he was trying to run across a street in Anaheim against a red light and in an area without a crosswalk. This happened about 2 in the morning on Beach Boulevard near Stony Brook Drive. CBS 2's Joy Benedict reports that although the driver didn't stop immediately, this case is not being considered a hit and run, and he is not expected to face any charges.
Investigators say initially, once the driver struck the man, they did drive a distance, but then turned around and came back, simply in shock, as they did attempt to then help the young man.
A second driver also stopped to try to render aid, but it was too late. The victim was already beyond help and was pronounced dead at the scene. And a man was shot to death by an L.A. County Sheriff's deputy in the Willowbrook area after allegedly threatening the deputy with a gun. Officials say the African-American man was already holding the gun when deputies spotted him in a group of 10 to 15 people. This was on East 121st Street near Willowbrook Avenue. They say he ran away when he saw them and was chased into a nearby backyard where deputies say the man pointed the gun at him, so the deputy fired in self-defense. There is no word yet whether that deputy was wearing a body cam, although we do know that some deputies from his station were recently among the first in the department to be given those cameras. Let's see, we have a problem in Whittier. This is a continuing problem, southbound 605 at Washington Boulevard, where the 2 right lanes are blocked. We're going to take a look at that with Tim and the rest of traffic in 4 minutes.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. So much, I'm going to have to speed things up. You can get the Farmers Signal app, and that could get you up to 15% off your auto policy. That's just for using the app and driving like the normal speed limit adhering, full stop making, lane change signaling human being you are. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Start with a quote by calling 1-800-FARMERS.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Now for the legal something.
Not available in every state and discount varies. Only available with select Farmers branded policies subject to terms and conditions underwritten by Farmers Drug and Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
This year, I'm getting my Halloween thrills at Smart & Final, where the aisles are haunted by deals. That chill in the air, it's the spirit of savings, and you can feel it as you shop, even online. From deals on candy corn and chocolate to always low prices on cider, juice, pumpkins, and beer. This week, Foster Farms whole chickens or First Street chicken leg quarters are 89 cents per pound, limit 4. Smart & Final has everything for a Halloween that won't spook your wallet. Smart & Final, one trip and that's it.
Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
This is your big reminder from the California Lottery. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is over $75 million. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
Did you know that 40% of the food in this country goes to waste? You know how every zucchini is the same shape and size at the store, and how restaurants serve pieces of fish that are perfectly shaped? So what happens to the oddly shaped items? Imperfect Foods steps in and delivers those fresh and delicious imperfect items directly to you for 30% less than you'd pay at the grocery store. Each week, you can shop online and choose from 60 produce items and over 200 grocery items. Save money and time and help the planet. Shop at imperfectfoods.com. Use the code RADIO20 and save 20% off your first order.
It's Jane, and if you're looking for a spooktacular new tradition this fall, look to KiwiCo. KiwiCo has hands-on art and science projects for kids of all ages delivered to your doorstep. With KiwiCo, kids can build a planetarium, sculpt papier-mâché masks, explore kid-friendly physics, and more, all from the comfort of home. Everything you need to make STEAM seriously fun, delivered monthly to your doorstep. Get to kiwico.com/local today to save 30% on your first month. That's KIWICO.com/local.
No one ever plans on being in an accident, but that car ran the light, and my accident left me with so many questions. Do I have the best medical care? What about my job, my car, insurance? I gotta call the Barnes Firm. That was the best call I could have made.
At the Barnes Firm, we've handled thousands of accident cases. Our team works to answer all of your questions and help each client get the best result possible. Attorney John Sheehan is responsible for the content of this advertisement. West 5th Street, Los Angeles.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work.